Hey, disregard that timer. Apparently the option to reset when invisible counts for when you switch scenes and come back again. That's not useful. Okay, now it's right. Well, hey, good timing on that song. Let's get started. Oop, I should stop the song first. Hey, what's up, Wednesday? Right off the bat, shocking news about What's Up Wednesday. It's moving to Tuesdays. I'd like to still call it What's Up Wednesday, though. So we'll see how that works. What's Up Wednesday on Tuesdays. 1 second, I got to move this mic. Okay. All right. Kind of a light week, I think. Let's go ahead and get started. I can still see my mouse, kind of, on that tiny screen. All right, catching up on the last week of delisted stuff. It says start 3-3. That's right. This goes back to the 3rd, which was the last time that was a Wednesday. Correct? Yes, the last Wednesday was the 3rd. Sorry, my throat is kind of killing me. So on the site, you'll remember the last thing we left off with was all of the heads up on all the Nintendo titles going away at the end of March. And just a couple days ago, thank you very much, Dubacat. Just a couple of days ago, Limited Run announced a pre-order for this game called 5 Dates, which is an FMV dating sim kind of thing on PlayStation 4. Actually, Steam, PlayStation 4, Switch, and Xbox One. It's been out digital since last November, but they did a pretty true to their name limited run pre-order. It was only, what was it, 1,500 copies, I think, and that's already sold out. I don't know how fast that sold out, but that was an interesting digital only game to get a physical release, a brief physical release. And then Abyssal Arts finally updated. They were able to put City of the Shroud on a farewell sale. Let me go ahead and open it. There's a little more to it. They announced that the game was going to be going away. Right, right. That was March 8th, so that's already gone. But they did manage to put it on a 90% off sale for the last couple of days. Was it the last? Yeah. When did they announce this? Right. I missed it by a few days. Okay, there was their announcement. So that game is gone now, right? I should have not closed that tab. Go get to anything? Right. Okay. True to their statement, it is gone. But that was cool that they were able to get control of it again. This was a story where it looks like this was the official statement talking about how they were shutting it down, how it wasn't complete. They would continue to sell it for the time being. The online battle mode even would continue to function, which I thought was pretty surprising part about it. But on their homepage, which is now offline, um, the team actually posted an update. It took over the whatever the website looked like before. It just took over the entire landing page of the site and posted this little behind the scenes about a Keaton White, who was the owner, is how they expressed it, the owner of City of the Shroud and the producer, who had apparently left out of nowhere, just left the team. He apparently the one who had control or access to maybe the website for the game, maybe for the Steam page. So that's why it didn't seem like they were going to be able to do a farewell sale before it was gone. But they did, which was appreciable. Come on, mouse. My mouse keeps getting stuck on the other screen. And then surprisingly, Diego Masamune, creator of Togum, did post to Steam on March 6th, explaining his absence and the game's absence, why it was delisted just after or he announced it would be delisted 3 days after he launched it into early access. And unfortunately, he posted and said that his father had passed away from COVID complications. And obviously, that's pretty hard on anybody. So amid all that, all the family stuff going on, just didn't seem like he would be able to fix the game the way that people wanted in any amount of time for it to still be on sale. So he removed it from sale and will hopefully be back. Really do hope he gets to come back and polish it up, do more with the game because, like we talked about last week, it's really interesting. It's a real interesting thing. I'm really sorry to hear that. And then finally, oh, come on, tab. So where was it? Back in September of 2020, V1 Interactive announced just 3 months after their game came out that the multiplayer features, all the online features for Disintegration, I was going to call it a multiplayer shooter, but it's more like a squad-based command and hold type of game from what I remember at the time. Just a sec. Yeah, me too. Also, hey, hi Derek Cole. Thanks for tuning in. So back in September, so it was phased out by November 17th. They shut down the multiplayer for Disintegration, and then just on March 8th, they announced, "We are sad to inform you that V1 Interactive is officially closing." Closing. So Disintegration is still available on all platforms right now, and his name, Marcus Lato, president of V1 and former Bungie employee, um, pointed out that the team had been informed about it over the preceding months that they were making this decision. So hopefully it gave them enough time to get out, and the people remaining are able to support the game. I guess there's no multiplayer or live features, so there's no multiplayer or online like service features to keep up. But hopefully they're able to keep the game available at least for a while longer until the company is completely out of business, shut down, and then the game has to come down. It's also possible that Night Dive, no, not Night Dive, Private Division, with a publishing partner on it, they may be able to take over and just keep it up as a single player game for a while. Maybe, I don't know if the sales, if they would still be able to transfer sales to V1, even though the company is shut down. I don't know how that all breaks down. And that is basically our news for the week. Closed Chrome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the additions that have hit the site over the past week. Where did we leave off? It was Skullgirls, I think, was the last thing we covered, and then Sinking City being relisted, but then delisted again. Definitely the big hitters for the last week being added to the site are the Little Big Planet series. They weren't all delisted in the last week, but Little Big Planet 2 was I believe was the first main of the three Little Big Planet titles to be delisted, and it disappeared worldwide around January. That's right, it was January for Little Big Planet 2. But it just making things even more peculiar, Little Big Planet 1 is only delisted in Australia and Europe. Little Big Planet for the PSP, removed from sale everywhere except for North America. Little Big Planet karting, delisted in America, not the rest of the world. It's just confusing across the board why Little Big Planet 2 is gone completely and why the rest are hit and miss here and there. So there isn't really one place now that you could digitally buy all of the Little Big Planet games. It's just kind of crazy. And it Little Big Planet 2 might possibly somehow be licensed music or licensed content related. Maybe some uh 10-year licensing deal expired worldwide and took that offline, but the rest of the series just coming and going. It's really hard to pin down what might be going on in it. I don't necessarily think it's Sony trying to erase Little Big Planet, trying to retire and shut down all of that stuff, but on top of it, the lbp.me website that's uh, houses lets you search and I believe bookmark user creations, that being shut down since last November, or not shut down, but being offline since last November is just a big red flag. And it's mysterious. I wish I could say more. I wish I knew more. Then we've got Sonic the Hedgehog from 2006, one that I'm not sure a ton of people miss being delisted. No, I was not a big fan, but it was delisted on Xbox 360, which was the only place it was available digital. Not make it onto the PlayStation Store at the time. That was a little bit before Sony was doing full digital versions of retail games. Then I added Togum to the site, City of the Shroud to the site, Jetpack Joyride free. This was a hard one to nail down. It was delisted on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita in November 2014, ahead of the for pay release of Jetpack Joyride Deluxe. So places that had the free version kind of lost it in favor of it after the, I don't know, microtransaction boom died down some. Just released one for pay with a bunch of, I think, a giant pack of gold coins or whatever to spend on upgrade stuff. Did remain available after 2014. Oh, wait, sorry. If the free release did remain available after 2014, it was then confirmed to have been delisted by April of 2016 based on PSN Profile's forum discussions. So this one was not totally conclusive. A lot of stuff, a lot of PlayStation stuff has been getting harder and harder to nail down. Hey, Edge Gecko. I think I got it free. I either got this free version back in the day or there was something that was free on the Vita with PlayStation Plus maybe. Maybe I just got it for free and played it on the Vita. I think that's probably my likely angle of entry. It was a good thing to play on the Vita for a while. Hit that up a lot. And then Saint Seiya Soldier Soul and Saint Seiya Omega Ultimate Cosmo hit the site and also joined. I updated Saint Seiya Brave Soldiers. That's the other title. Ultimate Cosmo was only released, well, it was a Japanese title only, so it was only available on the Japanese PSN. That one never made it out of Japan. But Soldier Soul and Brave Soldiers, it's so easy to mix those two titles up. Both did hit. Soldier Soul hit PlayStation 3 and 4, and Brave Soldier was PlayStation 3 only. Paid $3. Does that mean it doesn't count as free? Well, you probably got the free version and then paid $3? Or was that the one you had already paid for? Oh, for the coin doubler? I think it was already not free by the time you could pay for the full game of Jetpack Joyride. I always forget about the chat delay. Still getting used to that. I gotta look over before I move on. I do not know. I know next to nothing about Saint Seiya. It's a very long running anime and manga series, though. And I feel like it's very popular in South America. I feel like some of the people that first pointed it out as being delisted were from someone was from Brazil or somewhere in South America. And then it turned up a lot in a lot of searches that I did looking stuff up. Those, yeah, was delisted. Oh, right. Everywhere except for North America and Japan on PlayStation 4. Yes, I was thinking this was a normal, reasonable Bandai Namco delisting, but of course, it's got to be all over the place. Let me find you do Brave Soldiers. There it is. I was happy to update this one because it was kind of a mess. It was one of the earlier ones that I added to the site. Yes. Okay. Brave Soldiers is delisted everywhere. And I think for a time it managed to hang on. Yeah. It was available digitally in Japan for a little while, but probably not much longer than the English language version. That was Saint Seiya's. And then the Tale of Stardew Valley on the Vita. This table, I can tell you, this table is getting longer and longer. The most time consuming part of doing these is getting all of this information, when and where it came out, and then getting all the links for all of this, when and where it's still available. There are some that I just can't go and get all these links, but I did have time to pull it together for Stardew Valley. And the big deal here is that it was delisted last August on PlayStation 4 and Vita. It returned finally, made it through Sony's certification process, returned on February 25th, but only on PlayStation 4. This was a cross buy title. So if you bought PlayStation 4 or Vita, you got the other. I don't know if it worked from the Vita side, but if you bought it on PlayStation 4, you got the Vita version. A lot of people enjoyed playing it on the Vita. And now that it's been relisted on PlayStation 4, it's kind of missing the cross buy option. I believe you can still re download it. I almost feel like somebody tweeted and said they weren't able to re download it. And now I'm not certain. But it is not, either way, it is not available in Europe right now, Europe and Australia. And questionable whether it will return at all. Before it was delisted, oh, what's his name? Eric Burone explained that the Vita hardware was not powerful enough to handle more recent updates to the game, going so far as to say that there would be no more content updates for the handheld release. I think it was a 2018. I think 2018 was the last time the Vita version got updated. So it did not get the multiplayer. And I believe there's at least two other updates to the game it didn't get. So it's lagging behind. The Vita version doesn't run great. Kind of seems like they might just cut it off. That's just my feeling. I don't know for sure. I mean, I said it hopeful that it's just delayed in the certification process. I don't have any confirmation that it's not coming back, but it does just kind of feel like maybe they're done with that version of the game, especially as the Vita gets older and older. And let's see, I did not open the tab for updates, but I don't think there was a whole lot else besides Brave, Brave Soldiers, Souls, Saint Seiya. Regalia of Men and Monarchs is back. That just got updated the other day. I think it was March 5th. Yeah, March 5th. It made it back onto PlayStation 4, so it is actually not delisted anywhere, which is great. And it seemed like it was, yeah, bug and stability issues that might have taken it down or might have caused them to take it down until they could get it fixed. And took a little longer, I think, than they had planned. All coming up on a year, but it did make it back on PlayStation 4, which is good to see. I updated Life is Feudal MMO. I think I just updated like a tag or something. And I think, yeah, that's it. All right. Anything else anybody wants to add about the week's delisting before we move on? That's gonna cover it for the site. Oh, right. This was the other thing I've been wanting to do that I keep forgetting about. Sorry, it's not going to do it for the site. The watch list calendar. I need to do a little coming up heads up. Very heads up if you're a fan of Frozen Synapse Prime. The servers are supposedly shutting down on March 11th. I know there have been some problems, people getting into games already up to this point. Almost as soon as they announced this news, oop, click there. I know how my own website works. Shut up. Back in December, I believe. I don't think I missed it by too much. Yeah, people were having problems getting into games back then when they first announced they were going to shut it down. And now it will be shutting down tomorrow for sure. Like we talked about last week, March 24th, the Playism storefront shuts down. So get your Steam keys or downloads out of there. I believe there's still 11 free games you can go claim on there right now. And Games of Glory, I have not thought about in a little bit, so let me open. Right. Lightbulb Crew announced on February 11th in a tweet that Games of Glory would be shutting down on March 26th. The mobile like launched on Steam in 2015 and on PlayStation 4 in 2017, but never found a big enough audience on either platform. Development was stopped in November of 2017, but the game has persisted on Steam, having been delisted on PS4 just last year until now. So, sad to hear they're shutting down. Kind of inevitability. And then, of course, March 31st is the big day that we lose all kinds of Nintendo stuff. And also Soul Worker. In-game purchases will be disabled ahead of the game being shut down in the West. We talked about that last week a little bit. Read up on that on the site. Let's see what April looks like. Oh no, Microsoft Windows 8 games and Microsoft Bingo. Let's see. Right. Yeah. Right, they were already removed. So this was just news for people who still run Windows 8 and who really like to play Mahjong, Sudoku, Ultimate Word Games, Minesweeper, Jigsaw, or Treasure Hunt on that particular flavor of Windows 8. Will be shutting down on 5th. And then towards the end of the month, Soul Worker will be shutting down ahead or after that recent discontinuation of its in-game purchases. And then the 4 MMOs we also covered last week from Amigo will be shutting down. All right. That's far enough out because next week we'll probably still mention these same things again. Okay. That is the end of our recap of the site. Anybody else? Anything? Don't actually know if anybody is on. How do I go back to the chat? There we go. Back to the chat. All right. So I haven't looked at. Oh, sorry. We've got a couple other news things to talk about. Vaguely, tangentially delisted related. There's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brawler coming, and it's by some of the people behind Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. So that's cool and unexpected. Publisher.emu and Tribute Games announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Classically informed side scrolling beat 'em up. So may or may not have a leveling up RPG system. Let's see. Where was the release information? I don't know if they actually said. I love this sprite work though. It reminds me of Game Boy Advance. Like immediately, it just jumped out at me. The color palette, the chunkiness of the pixels and the lines, just really nailed it for Game Boy Advance for me. Looks pretty cool. And I don't know if they actually said, don't play that. Oh, well, okay, we went full screen. Did not intend to play a YouTube trailer on a Twitch stream, but are right. No consoles announced. But you know it's gonna be on everything. And it's maybe a long shot, but there's a possibility that they could hide the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game in here somewhere, or maybe as a pre-order bonus, maybe someone has been doing the work to get the original 89 arcade game and Turtles in Time rights situated. Who knows? And in other related, so just sort of a hey, this is life heads up. Um, the Rust developers, the data centers where most of their European servers are housed, caught fire, and there's no backups. And so when they get the servers, the data center back online, they don't have anything to restore. It's just all gone. And I cannot think of another time that a physical uh, what am I trying to say, disaster, like a real world disaster, impacted a game like this. And I'm sure it happens with server downtime and like games, PlayStation Network and stuff like that becoming unavailable for a time. But just to have a fire destroy a bunch of people's servers is pretty unprecedented so far. 25 servers, data from those servers has been lost. It is good that no actual human beings were hurt. But it is an unprecedented headline to see. I was thinking about writing it up on the site just as sort of a FYI or like a reminder that not only are we at risk of losing our games because studios shut down and licenses expire, but also because maybe the data centers catch on fire. All right, and with all of that actual news out of the way, well, I ended up on the Xbox page first, so let's go take a look at some of the recent new releases. I'll try and shoot through some of these a little quicker, although I am kind of interested in some of these. Let's see, does this work or is this going to take me to. Great, it's going to take me to this page. Then we can go to this page. This is MajorNelson.com. He is still out there. His website still proselytizes Xbox news, so I still follow his feed now, basically just for this listing of what's new on the Xbox store week by week, or actually day by day. You're gonna, guys, I'm very old, born in 1947, but I'm very excited about. Okay. Well, I was very excited about this game. All right, maybe we found a game that just got delisted as soon as I clicked that. Or maybe they know I was not born in 1947. Okay. Lovely environments. What is this game? All right. Well, that sucks. I got to open up 2 links to get to the link I'm looking for. Beach buggy racing. Can't drive this. What is can't drive this? Well, at least the trailer's up here.
Rated E for everyone.
Oh, cool. It's one of those. That's cool. I've seen it before, but that was a more playful spin on it. Oh, it looks like you get to decorate your vehicles. I do like that concept of one person's driving, someone else is making the course. Rip them off. I believe I saw this on the PlayStation Store earlier. This is a pre-order. Minimalist new puzzle game of economic management and tower defense. Goodbye. Pacer, this looked intriguing at least. Let's see. Let's wait for this trailer to pop up and the stuff to get out of the way. We get out of the way. I want to see your Wipeout clone. Thank you. Future Sound of London. Junkie XL? I forget who else was even in the Wipeout XL soundtrack. But this is very Wipeout. Wow, even more Wipeout than I thought. I was kind of hoping more Speed Racer, the video game style, than Wipeout, but glad people are still out there keeping the Wipeout legacy alive because Sony sure has abandoned it. Wow, that's some very Designers Republic looking imagery in there too. That's neat. Good on them. Maybe I'm not the biggest fan of a Wipeout style racing game anymore. Hey, Monster Energy Supercross 4 is available. And also is this NBA Playgrounds 2 and that WWE game. Another edition of 2 Point Hospital's out. Warrior Boy, whatever that might be. Under Leaves is very pretty. It looks very mobile friendly, let's say. Also, this. Okay. Looking better than I thought. Moonwalking. Bob. Okay, he's picking it up. Okay. Just look at screenshot. Okay, this came from mobile. Nice big buttons to tap on over here. Very Breath of the Wild font work up here. More, let's say, complete of an experience than I thought it might be. Let's see. Chemco, they're still at it. As Divine Cross, I already know what this looks like in my head before I even click over here. This all tracks. Yep. That's what I picture as a Chemco game nowadays. Pretty sad. Because they had done a lot of stuff back in the day that I really appreciated, a lot of stuff that was kind of offbeat. But for the last several years, they've just been doing this. Pretty much just this game over and over again. I mean, it's not bad. It's fine. I've never heard of one of them that was like, you've got to play Chemco mobile game RPG title here. But it's cool that they're still out there. Journey of the Broken Circle. Right. This is a game where you kind of play as a Pac-Man. All right. Let's hop over to PlayStation and take a look there. I'm sure some of these will cross over with what we just looked at. There's Monster Energy, 2 Point Hospital, 2K bundle. But then we also have Die Young, which I think came out a few months ago in Europe. Yes, 1968. That's when I was born. This was something. See if I can play any of that at all. Okay, I'm a rock climbing lady. I'm a car driving guy.
I always like to exceed. Always love strong sensations. Living on the edge.
Also a fan of strong sensations, like a really garlicky bite of something. Makes you feel alive. But then this game get weird looking. Sort of
I thought I would die down there.
Resident Evil-ish. Like this, I feel like this guy in the sunflower fields with the scythe is always chasing you. God, where is he? That music. That's a jump. There he is. Yeah, it just gives me the Resident Evil vibes. Interesting. An open world dynamic action adventure presented in first person. Kind of intriguing. What is Star Renegades? And what is Genso Skydrift? Whoa. Okay. I gotta see these pixels in motion. We gotta mute that, just in case. Maybe we can briefly unmute. Revives the magic of turn-based combat. Don't sleep on it. Sleep next to it. It's got a good look. I like the look. Maybe not the game itself, but it's got a good look. What? This is not at all what I thought it would be. Is this? A Toho Project Racing game is here. It's usually safe to jump about 15 seconds into any game trailer. I do not know enough about Toho to recognize anybody. Or is Toho a style? Okay. Kind of reminds me, it's oddly specifically reminds me of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed instead of just Mario Kart. I don't know if it's that lighting or the style of their 3D graphics. There's a giant meteor. Well, that's something. It's still in America. This is $23.99. Seems like a very Australian price for something. Life of Fly. Oh boy. 12 short stories, each revolving around the life and thoughts of another fly. Huh. That's a thing. Mr. Mosquito's back. Regalia, there we go. I thought for a little bit that Postal, the original Postal, had been delisted on Steam, but it turns out it was just replaced by Postal Redo. And actually, I think the original Postal is still available alongside Postal Redo. I forgot that the first Postal looked like this, or looked overhead. My experience with Postal begins and ends with Postal 2. Radon Blast. Tiny Hands Adventure. I was wondering what Legend of Makai is. Oh, they released another Mortal Shell, bundle? This is Breakout. Have you ever heard of a game where you bounce a ball around and break bricks? I appreciate that they went for the Pong layout, though. You got a full wide screen to play on. I wonder what's going to happen. Yeah. Why am I watching all of this? I mean, that was like a Breakout or an Arkanoid. Tiny Hands Adventure. I see. Wow, is this a like genre crossing platformer? Whoa. Okay, there's Crash Bandicoot. There was definitely a side scroller going on there. Help, young T-Rex Borty. Maybe it's just a Crash alike. That was definitely spin attacking some boxes. I was led to believe there was also a 2D platformer in here. What is this one? I do not recognize this game from the arcade. Very possible I never played this. Jalico, 1988. Does not say whether it was Japan only. Wow. Sort of reminds me of Willow. A little bit of Rastan. Huh. Well, there's another old game for $8 you can buy. Let's see. Male Mole. Guy's very cute, but was not into style of this game. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, except that for the majority of this game, you're underground. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd like to see the cute character instead of just be underground. Just be a dust trail. Kind of weird. I appreciate trying something different, but... And then you can dress him up so that you can't see him still. Kairosoft made another game. And it is a Kairosoft game. They are still doing it. Or still porting stuff from mobile. Oh, yes, because here's 2 more of them. Pro Deer Hunting 2. I gotta see how bad it looks. Yep, there is some Kairosoft stuff. Hey, there's some more Kairosoft stuff. PSR Outdoors. And that's not a terrible looking forest. Spiderbot. Got it. Does anybody else hate screenshots in quotes of games, but really it's just pictures of the environment? I hate when they try and pass that off as a screenshot. Laid Back Camp Virtual Lake Motosu. Wow, okay. Is this VR? Yep, of course. I should have seen PSVR game. I know what that is. Right, and I think we caught up to that. We looked at Neoverse last week. Okay. So, I think we're kind of all caught up. See if I can pick something else to listen to on the way out here. That's some funky Toe Jam and Earl 3. I'll just hop back over here. Go ahead and turn that stuff off. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Unless you got anything else, any other questions or comments or things, that album art, I have 2 album arts apparently for these tracks. Switch to a smaller picture of the album art. I'll go ahead and wrap it up unless anybody's got anything else. All right. If you did not hear at the beginning, dramatic news. What's Up Wednesday is moving to Tuesday. Tuesday is Wednesday. I've decided we're going to get through this week a lot quicker. I'm moving Wednesday to Tuesday. So next week, I'll update the schedule and hopefully, well, probably just put it on Twitter and Facebook and not even on the site itself. I'll be moving the show to Tuesday. So if you want to hear more about what happened on the site this week, check us out next Tuesday around this same time, 7 p.m. Eastern to about 8 p.m. Eastern. I guess it's kind of a slow period here, huh? All right, folks. Thank you for sticking with me. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all on the next stream, which will be Sunday. Right. Sunday retro stream. I'm going to try Hagane again. Hopefully it will work this time. If not, I'll play Shinobi 3 on Genesis. Oh, that would have been a good spot to fade out. Okay, bye.